we have an amazing speaker. We've been waiting for this for over 3 months, guys. So finally here. Candace, I'm gonna pass it on to you.
Yeah, so Amy Mahjoory is a real estate investor, educator, HGTV personality, best-selling author, and keynote speaker. And those of us at She are super excited to have her here this evening. What I think you all should know about her is after 14 years in corporate America at Dell, she left her 9 to 5 to pursue real estate full time. Over the past decades, Amy has raised millions of dollars. That's right, millions, plural, of dollars in private money for hundreds of real estate deals nationwide, and now coaches investors on her proven system for building trust, raising capital, and streamlining operations. Without relying on friends or family, she's helped thousands of people overcome the fear of raising money and find success in real estate. Amy lives in Austin, Texas with her husband, Sean McNichols, who's also a real estate investor, and she has a daughter. Amy, thank you for being here today.
Thank you. I appreciate the warm welcome. And I'm excited to do what I can to serve the community and help get some of those mindset shifts out of the way, right? Those limiting beliefs when it comes to growing and scaling by accessing private money.
Oh, sorry. Thank you, Amy.
Sorry, I didn't know if you wanted me to just go through and I can intro, I could talk for 3 hours, or if you wanted to jump into your questions.
We have some questions. Super exciting. I think, Candace, you're ready with the first one?
I actually,
Okay, I got it.
yeah,
So,
if you,
you were in corporate America for 16 years, and you thought that was the ticket to financial freedom, just like many of us. So that's what we're taught, right? So tell us a little bit about that switch that you had.
Well, very similar to Maria. I'm a Middle Eastern upbringing, and it's like you go to school, you get good grades, and you land that secure and stable job until the day we die. So I'm very competitive. I'm a former athlete. 10 years ago or so, I was an HGTV junkie. So working with them was amazing. I wanted to just flip 1 or 2 houses just as a hobby, a side hustle. Didn't have a why. Never thought I'd be where I am today in real estate. And I did not know what I was doing. So I invested in a mentorship program. And for me, I was trying to pursue my dream job at Nike. And I was like, I'll just go flip a couple houses on the side. But what's so crazy about this one skill set, if there's anything that I could shake into every single real estate investor, new or experienced, part-time or full-time, it is to master this one skill set, learn how to raise private money, and you will not believe the types of opportunities across every single asset class that will start coming across your desk. So at the end of my first year as a brand new part-time real estate investor while still working my full-time job at Dell, because of my ability to leverage other people's money, on accident, I ended up buying, selling, and renovating 10 luxury properties in downtown Chicago. And 2 things happened at the end of that first year. Number one, I genuinely did fall in love with the transformation process. And number two, the game changer, the turning point was, yeah, absolutely. I saw that there was no cap to my earning potential. I was at Dell for 14 years. I have an MBA. I'm very transparent, you guys. I'm not one of those speakers and educators that's going to pretend like everything's rainbows and butterflies. I'm going to give you the good, the bad, the in between. I was grossing $87,000 a year at Dell in procurement, managing a global relationship, billions of dollars under my management with an MBA, 87,000. That was less than $5,000 a month I was bringing home. And at the end of my first year as a brand new part-time real estate investor, taking a loss on 1 out of those 10 properties, I still net north of 120,000. So that was when I suddenly realized, dang, I really can use real estate as my vehicle to achieving financial freedom. And I left my job and I've been a full-time real estate investor ever since.
yeah, so that's amazing. Tell us a little bit about more how you got into the real estate? You said Chicago, you said 10 properties. That if you're a first time person who's looking at investing in real estate, let alone like working in real estate as a general partner or someone who's raising capital, that seems amazing to me. And how were you able to like go from 0 to 10?
Yeah, I had a community. I had a coach. I invested. I swiped $25,000 right onto a credit card. And again, earlier I said I'm very competitive. I want the fast track. I don't want to go read 100 books, listen to 1,000 podcasts. I don't have time for that. So I paid for the shortcut, right? I want to minimize my lessons learned. And my very first mentor is somebody who literally changed my life. So that was how I was able to scale so quickly. Now, it's funny because he teaches a lot of investors everything from A to Z, flipping, wholesaling, building your team, hiring contractors. And just like every other educator out there, he has one lesson on raising private money. And I've said to him multiple times, I don't understand. I'm genuinely at a loss of words. So if you ladies have the answers, I would love to hear it. How do all these coaches and mentors charge us thousands of dollars for real estate coaching, for flipping houses, but they don't teach you how to get out there and raise the money to go do the deals? Like, it makes no sense to me.
And that
So
is so crucial because if you don't have the money to put into the investment, you need to have other people's money.
yeah, I like get angry and look, I'm friends with everybody out there, big name and small, and I love them all. And they know this is something I talk about openly. It just boggles my mind. I don't get it.
Yeah.
So
I'm
I'm
right
kind
there
of,
with you.
yeah.
I'm right there with you, Amy, because I mean, we're paying thousands of dollars, and it's not just little bits of money. I mean, these are huge investments we're paying to learn about this stuff, and underwriting is important, and managing the properties. Yes, that's so important. But you can't get to that point until you have the money to take it down. And I think the biggest answer is maybe they're not good at teaching it either. So, how do you help your students create the mindset around raising private equity for investments? Because that's kind of where the challenge really is, I feel like.
Yeah, and that's so normal. So look, ladies, I'm from the Midwest, as you know, Candace and I were talking about this earlier. I'm going to say you guys, you guys, you guys. So ladies, we all have strengths and weaknesses. We all have fear. I still have fear. It is very interesting that this is the one skill set. This one skill set I'm just amazing at. Everything else, forget about it. Don't ask me for advice. Don't have any good answers for you. So what happened was when I started to excel very quickly 10 years ago, other people took notice, other investors, peers, coaches, companies. And they asked me, they said, hey, will you coach me or will you coach my community? And I was like, no, I don't have time for that. I don't think I've really met any of you on here. I was paging through other than Maria in person. So those of you who know me or if we're connected on social media, I am all about efficiencies, streamline. I work 25 hours a week. That's still too much for me. So for years, I was like, no, thank you. At the height of COVID, the entire world shut down. My flips, I'll flip for the rest of my life. Those were on autopilot. Built my power team. I was remote flipping. My husband and I we are still both keynote speakers. So we were on an airplane like every other weekend. So once COVID hit, earlier I said I'm very competitive. I was just bored. I had my daughter. We were living in San Diego. She was 6 months old. And about 6 or 8 weeks into COVID, I said to my husband, I was like, you know what, honey, I'm going to start a coaching program. And I said, for 6 years, people have been asking me for help. And so I put my thoughts and strategies on paper. And you guys, the foundation of raising money is, first of all, you have to understand why you're doing it. We are not going to have success getting out there and raising money when we don't understand why are we doing it? Like, what's in it for us? What's in it for them? We want to be able to like build our foundation. We can talk about that if there's time. Know how to answer the hard questions. And the hardest part is that mindset shift, right? So you really have to understand why you're doing this. It's not to protect our money and put someone else's money at risk. And It's creative networking strategies that we just weave into our day-to-day lifestyle. You're not going to sit behind a desk and cold call. We're not going to buy a list. You're not going to launch direct mail campaign. It's literally understanding that anyone and everyone you encounter the minute you walk out this door is a prospective private money lender. 24/7, we are raising private money. So what do we say? What don't we say? Amy, you just told me my mailman, my neighbor, people from church, my Uber drivers, people on airplanes are private money lenders. So it's a matter of planting seeds and opening up the door to ongoing conversations. I could go on about that forever.
Yeah, so you mentioned the foundation, and I want to get a little technical here because that's what I bring to these questions. Um, Words matter, and I heard you choose the words private money lender. We capital raisers, as a lot of us like to call ourselves, which I don't particularly like that title, but it's used in our industry, as you know. Um, I think have these mindsets around these different words. So share with the audience and give some tips about how you create this foundation, and what if words matter, and what you use in order to start that process.
So words do matter. I'm very direct. Some of you are going to love what I have to say, and some of you are going to, actually, you're probably not going to hate it because I'm just so real. I often hear the term capital connector. I do not like that word, capital connector. I'm not a fan of capital raiser, but if that works for you ladies, then you run with it. Here's why. Because that just tells me you're just the middleman. But many of you here, you own your own business. You do your own deals. You have your own partners. You are raising money. So give yourself more credit. So yeah, I am a real estate investor, business owner, and we raise private money for all of our deals. That's how I start the conversation. For those of you who have never heard me speak before, step one for the rest of your life, I don't care if you're raising $1 billion or $10, starts with my 4-second power pitch. You can download it on my website later, but it's 13 words. I show people how to earn double-digit returns backed by real estate. So whether you have experience or not, talk about who you are, what you do, how amazing you are, but end every single conversation with those 13 words, because that's going to generate curiosity. People are going to say, what do you mean? Tell me more. So I say, yeah, we leverage other people's money because this is how we can grow and scale. This is how we build an infinite return. And a lot of people who haven't tried to raise private money shy away from that because they think, I don't have experience. I have to prove myself first. No one's going to lend me money. I have to have skin in the game. I don't have rich friends and family members. Who said talk to friends and family? There are 7 billion people on this earth that we can go raise money from. Forget about your friends and family. A lot of them probably don't support you. So that's how I feel very passionate about raising private money instead of capital connector or capital raiser. But everyone has to do what makes sense, for them.
No, I appreciate that, and that was what I was getting at, is the mindset about it. So
For somebody who wants to start doing it, they understand like this is probably the fastest way to get in real estate. What would be your advice on how to start, other than, of course, talking about it, about what you do and your pitch, systems or tips that they can start doing?
So how can people get started raising private money? Download my power pitch. This is an ego. This is it works. I'll give you guys a whole bunch of scripts today for free. Just take them, implement them consistently. In 21 days, you'll be raising 6 figures. Whether you've raised $1, whether you flipped a house, whether you built a team or not, it doesn't matter. So I can't tell you to go read any books because nobody has a book out there. I can't tell you to go take someone else's coaching program because there are no other coaching programs. You can go read books by Hunter Thompson, Bridger Pennington, Matt Fairbanks. None of them give you tactical ways on raising private money. They just talk about how amazing it is. Podcast, I don't even know. If you know of any podcast that teaches how to raise money, I'd love to listen to it. So I wish I had a less arrogant and egotistical response for you. It's literally just follow the systems I can give you if you would like, and you will see results.
Awesome. Yeah, no, absolutely. And the other, I think, crucial part about this, of course, we are in the people business. All of us, we go to several events and we connect with everybody. I mean, I will talk for personal experience. At the beginning, I will go and talk to every single in the room. Now it's just like I'm more strategic on who I want to talk to and all that. But tell us about building relationships, networking with purpose.
Yeah, that's actually a great segue into giving you some more valuable responses to your previous question while also answering this one. So yeah, creative networking with a purpose. I can send you the link to my ebook as well. It doesn't show you how to raise money, but to your point, Jasmine, it shows you how to build relationships. So one of the things that you guys can start to do right now to put yourself in an environment to raise money, build your power team, find deals is think about how can you get creative and think outside the box. So specifically though, when I was building my team and raising money, I picked one day a week. My one day of the week 10 years ago was Thursdays. That was my day to network. So here's what that looked like. Every Thursday morning, I did this for 18 months. From 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., I would pre-schedule 8 30-minute one-on-ones. I want to break that down for 30 seconds. So pre-scheduling means Friday through Tuesday, I was going places, meeting people, dropping my 4-second power pitch, vetting people, getting referrals. Word of mouth goes a very long way. Filling them in my calendar for the upcoming or the following Thursday. It doesn't mean I went to bed Wednesday night scrambling through my CRM, trying to fill the calendar. These were 8 30-minute in-person meetings or Zooms if they're not local, all with prospective private money lenders. Half said they wanted to learn more. Now, these aren't conversations like, do you want to invest? It's ongoing education, taking them through my power team, taking them through my buying criteria, taking them through my contracts. At some point, taking them through my deal analyzer. And then I would end it with those who were like, I would love to invest with you, but I'm not in a position to invest. Okay, cool. Do you know of anyone else who'd like to learn more about how they may be able to earn double-digit returns backed by real estate? I would not let that person leave me until I had at least 3 names. And I'd call, vet, and schedule them for the following week. And then Thursday night was my data network. So here you go, ladies. You are not going to raise money 99% of the time. RIAs are not the places to go to raise money. Maybe somebody here has raised money at a RIA. It's possible. It's not probable. That's not where you're going to see the highest conversion. Go to meetup.com. Meetup is so old school, I know. Conduct a key term search on entrepreneurs, venture capital, angel investors, and any entrepreneurial event in your market within a 30, get crazy, 45-minute commute from where you live. Go to it. I don't care if it's the food and beverage industry, the tech industry, the gaming industry. Every entrepreneur has had to build a team and raise money. And guess what? Half of them won't want to help you. That's okay. We don't care. We disregard that. The other half will, either directly or they'll know somebody. Invest in a high-end black tie VIP event. I have shared the story in the past about I could care less about the Chicago Auto Show. Every year that auto show rolled around all by myself, I would invest $600 in a VIP ticket. It was a black tie event. I would get dolled up all by myself, and I would strategically work the room in a non-creepy way. Every 15 minutes, I don't care how much I like the person, 15 minutes, I'm rotating, shaking hands, and putting myself into an environment where there are people with money, people of influence, people of success, people with money in their retirement accounts. When I met Maria, we were at the Alternative Asset Summit that Matt Sorensen was hosting at Directed IRA. Where are people with money or sources of funding going? Put yourself into those environments.
I think what she said is really key. I just wanted to make sure everyone caught that, what she said. Did you hear how she was talking about how she was doing all these action steps, these tactical things, from Friday to Tuesday? So even though she was only calling 1 day a week, because I've been through the mentoring classes and paid the big bucks for these real estate masterminds as well. And I'll tell you, some of them, in my opinion, are having you make cold calls and lists through people who have no business. You know, you have no business even wasting your time talking to them because they're not the right people.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, Candace, and ladies, look, we're all taught, and I have coaches and mentors now too. I never stop investing in myself. Outsource, outsource, outsource. Relax. There's only so much that we can outsource. You are the face of your company. You are the ones out there building rapport and trust, and you are the ones raising money. That is not a task you want to outsource. Eventually, your goal will be focused on two things: finding and funding deals. That's it. Outsource everything else. In the beginning, you may be drinking out of a fire hose, wearing 1,000 hats, but the networking piece is fun, you guys. Once you know what you're doing, once you know where to go, what to say, what not to say, how to answer the hard questions, it becomes fun. It's like Monopoly. You're going to start raising money in your sleep.
Glad you said that, because I think the question I get daily is where to find investors, where to find people to go network to. And I'm glad you mentioned that. Just literally Google it. I mean, meetup.com, expand your search. If you can drive there, that's wonderful. But then the next question that I get is, how do you get the confidence to walk into a room and just start networking? There are certain personalities, it might not be mine, that just can't do that. And how do you help someone with that, get that confidence to just go up to someone and say, this is what I do, let me see if I can help you?
Yeah, first of all, don't overthink it. Okay. We're not going to a fundraising event to raise $100,000 right now. We're going to meet people and shake hands. So just like relax, go in there with a giver's mindset and just ask people, what brings you here? How can I help you? Maybe if there's one or two people I can introduce you to that would add value, please let me know. This is a lot of about this is a lot of this is in my book, and when I send you the link for my book, I give you 5 different worksheets, scripts, and tools, especially for introverts, that you guys can use to practice. Maybe 80% of you here tonight are introverts. All right, well, memorize 3 freaking questions and don't sound like a robot, but the next time you go to a networking event, just those are the 3 questions you focus on asking. Shake hands, don't even think about anything else. The more you do that, the more consistent you are, the more confident you will become. However, do not start talking about the power of raising money if you haven't set up that foundation and if you don't understand why you're doing that. For now, keep building relationships, keep getting contact info, keep following up with people. And then when you're in the right frame of mind, you can get out there and start having the preliminary conversations.